What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Gonna have a nice, relaxing little stream tonight. Gonna talk about the Bitcoin, our favorite orange coin. Hopefully, we have another orange president here in the near future. Crazy how fast crypto is gonna fly to the mainstream. I think it's gonna be a huge part of the next election. I'm really looking forward to a pump in these altcoins. Feels like Bitcoin dominance is on its way down, and that can only mean one thing, baby. Alt season. Let's go. And if you guys didn't see earlier today, I had an awesome interview with Jake Claver, and he's such a smart guy. He's so nice, and he's really plugged into the industry. He works with a lot of players that I've been researching and trying to learn as much as I can about for the last 4 years. So to talk to someone who works with Ripple, who works with Polysign, who was just talking with the guys at Link 2, it feels almost surreal. So hopefully, I think we want to try to go to consensus. That's the goal this year. And hopefully we can meet in person there. And you never know, guys. It's a small little world. My boy Harley was on stream with him earlier in the week over at XDC. He's building some cool stuff for charities and foundations. So I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited for the future. Yeah, that's right. Goo God Propy is ripping. So is Hex, baby. Gotta love that. And I think the damage, everything's kind of settled down now. I think people are kind of relaxing. What was this? Jupiter still pumping, man. Phantom near down 12%. So is the AI narrative done? I got no idea. Caparongo, what's up? What up, Caleb? Appreciate you stopping in. Tin Top, Western decline. Best be stacking that P die. Yeah, bro. We on this channel here, we stacked our P die at the end of last summer. Our boy Chaos Chris was on top of that and lucky enough to have gotten into that early Atropa. And even with Sonny's ecosystem, I think a lot of people don't fully understand what he's built yet and the power of liquidity bonding, Hart's Law, all that good stuff. And golly, look at eHEX, baby. Couple days after it's all over, we get the huge pump. What do you know? I just can't see a world where in the next bull market, how does Richard not take so much shit if he tries to pump Pulsechain and PulseX and PHEX, and then he's got eHEX that tanked? People are going to just nonstop hassle him about that, troll him about that. Yeah, well, that's great. Pulsechain's doing great, but it's only a matter of time before it pulls a hex. Your first project failed. Now your next one's going to. It was just such a stain and just such a potential black eye that can linger over him for no reason, which can easily be prevented. And I think it has something to do with Bank X. That's my gut. Richard does not like people that don't support him making money. And I don't think he wants to just directly, pay them out or even see people in the community sell into their wall up there. But we'll see. The fact that it is pumped 41% today, that makes me feel good. So yeah, holy shit, we dropped almost 10x. That's crazy. But if you bought the bottom, hopefully, and Swartz played the ratio game, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's no good way of looking at it. This is the part of crypto that you just got to hold here. The last thing you can do is when this happens, you say, oh my God, it's going to keep going down. It's going to go to zero. I just got to get out here. And then then the opposite happens. So be very careful. And everyone, that's why the 28th Wealth Group is so important, guys. It's so valuable. If you don't know about it, I highly recommend you check it out because there's not that much time left to get your bags packed before this thing just completely takes off. And it's all about who you know in this world. And crypto is so hard. And when you're new, or you're hesitant, you don't really know what you're doing, to surround yourself with people that have been here that can say, yeah, that's a good move. Don't do that. Stay away from that. And just talking with other people. It's so valuable. I wish there was something like this that I found in like 2019, 2020, when I was first getting into crypto. There was nowhere you could go. There was no live streams really even. I don't know that many people. I can't really even remember that many live streams back in 2019. I mean, it really became a thing during the pandemic. So, yeah, guys, 28th Wealth Group. The links are in the description. I highly recommend joining if you want the gems early, all the alpha. And yeah, guys, it's we've been crushing it. Yeah, Tid Top got a little bit of dip today. Today was payday. Got to get the good picks. Yeah, storage chain, bro. Telling you that it's going to be good. DPIN is the narrative that's going to be hot. AI is running like crazy now. Maybe LAI, that could be a good AI pick, but my gut is just telling me storage chain. It's a sub-$1 million market cap, DPIN narrative. Yeah, it's already up 10% today. So I think it's bottomed off. Volume's up 33.92%. This is my gem pick that I've been telling everyone. I mean, look at this. It's just been range bound, range bound, range bound, range bound. That's what I like to see. And just slowly creeping up, volumes picking up. Like, this coin's new, bro. It just came out, and the decentralized storage Filecoin. And the thing is, when Nvidia has this thing next week, I think the DPIN and AI is going to pump like crazy. Yeah, bro. I saw that. I don't know. I heard. I didn't look into it, but I didn't know if it was a scam or if it was a real thing. But what, he's doing Pex on X1 now? Is that what that is, or some shit? Oh my God, Jack the Vampire. He just can't stop. He can't stop. LCX Quant. Let's go. The utility coins, guys. I think it's only a matter of time. We're getting there. I'm waiting to see if Japan's happens. If they start selling treasuries, I just have a bad feeling about Tether, or it just doesn't sit right. I think it's the black swan. They just keep printing billion Tether, billion Tether, billion Tether, and it just feels like they're just pumping Bitcoin's price with it. And until they can show their books, I just see uh I don't see it ending good. But the fact that they have so many US treasuries, it feels like they're too big to fail in a sense. So it's gonna be really interesting. But I got out of everything that was mostly paired to Tether and Bitcoin. Like, I had a couple Bitcoin SV, and I just made the choice to just get out, and I sold them for QUBIC, consolidated that. And oh yeah, Tin Top, that's another gem for you too, bro. QUBIC. I think AI is a narrative, but man, QUBIC, if you just look at the owner, or the founder, I mean, I think he founded IOTA, and IOTA now just got adopted by Dubai, and they're working with them for some kind of financial product. So when I see that, it's like, okay, the blockchain he built is being used by Dubai. NXT was the biggest ICO ever. And so that's two huge accomplishments. So I don't know. And at this dip right here, like, this is the time. This is literally right where we bought into QUBIC. We got in like February 20th. So no, sorry, we got in about 15% lower than this. So right now, like I'm buying more actually. I just did. I just swapped my fake Toshi, screw Craig Wright, screw Bitcoin SV. I'm out on it. I just don't see Bitcoin being the future. And I don't know. Like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But whatever. It is what it is. I feel way more confident in QUBIC than I do Bitcoin SV. Sorry, Max. I love you, bro. But I gotta do it. Fake Toshi just ain't doing it for me anymore. QUBIC's too many tinfoil hat potentials with this one. So gotta go with it. And this is interesting. I never thought I'd see Pulse Inc., Pulse X down, and Hex is pumping. That's got to be one thing and one thing only. Go hard. That's my opinion, but what do I know? I've never gotten more than a couple one-word responses and thanks, bro, or something like that from the messages I've sent Richard. So fortunately, I don't think I have a high enough IQ to get any of Richard's attention. P. Ave. Damn, is something going on there? Are they back in? Are they doing something with the collateralization of P die? Or does P Ave and P Maker have something to do with that? Because I'm happy as hell now. I bought a couple thousand Ave when it was at, I don't know, 8 cents or something. But it was down in the dumps. And if you guys been watching the channel, P Ave was one of the PRC 20s we've been talking about for a long time. That it was one of the originals that I had got way back early. We've been ratio trading the hell out of it. I remember this pump back in September. I was like, oh my God. It went to 18 cents. And now to think we at a dip, we're at 42. Man, this is crazy. So, I mean, I remember accumulating these at like 3, 4, 5 cents. I think I paid $110 or something for a couple thousand of them. And now look where we're at. Almost a 10x from there. Incredible. And this is on a dip, baby. And that's the thing. It just this just shows you in crypto, you cannot buy into something that's already moving and when it's hot and when it's already pumped. You have to buy when it's uncomfortable and you feel like, oh my God, buying this right now, I'm giving up so much opportunity. I know this coin's pumping. I know this coin's probably going to pump, but that's the opportunity. The coins will pump. They will make up the gains. Especially, I shouldn't be looking at this in USD. I should always be in the Rat Pulse chart. And now we just flagged up. And let's see. So yeah, look at this on the daily, right? Look at every time we pumped up hard and made huge green moves against Pulse, we came back down hard. So now that Pulsechain's dipping, Ave pumping up hard. But I don't know if Richard's buying this in the background, it's going to keep going. But if there was no massive whale buying it, this thing should come all the way back down to about 2,000. So what's that, a 35% dip? So right now could be a time where in the ratio trades, what you would want to do is not swap. If you're taking profits in Ave up here on the top, let's look at the 1 hour again. That's starting to break down. So instead of going into USDC, you would go into Pulse. And then once Pulsechain starts pumping, this will really, I think, come down. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not a chart guy. That's what I've been doing. It's been successful. Just talking with Facing Reality and Chaos Chris and a couple other guys that just love the liquidity providing and pay close attention to it. Coach is crushing it with the LP. So I just try to learn from them. Let's see what else is. Wow, damn, this is crazy. Hex on ETH too. But the thing here is there's only 655K. That's what you got to look at in the Hex on Ethereum. If this liquidity starts rising, that's when we're going to pump. If this liquidity stays here at under 1 million, we ain't going anywhere. And even if we do go up, there's going to be nothing to sell into. So something needs to happen. Hopefully the Bank X guys will go OTC or something. I don't even know. Maybe it's a dick swinging contest now between Richard and them. We got a little standoff at the OK Corral. Or no, standoff at the O-Gay Canal. But whatever. We'll see how it plays out. Let's see what else. Titan X is struggling. But you know what? I don't care. My miners don't come out until August. So there ain't shit I can do anyway. Unless something comes up where I can sacrifice and burn my stakes, which I don't know if I'm even going to do that at this point. I feel like everybody's going to do that. And I just need to confirm with my man, with my Claude, my AI bot, Chris, and make sure that if everybody does that and dumps, the payouts aren't going to increase. Which, because we got diluted like crazy, but if those guys unstake and nuke them, are those ETH payouts still there? But I think they rely on new people coming in. I gotta double check with them on that. But if that's the case, the latter, then I will probably nuke my stakes if they rely on new people coming in to increase the payouts, because they're just god awful right now. But that's the only thing I'm looking at with Titan X for now. It's just, I didn't get into hyper. Is that going to be a mistake? I don't know. But for me, nothing seems to get as much attention as the original. Render Alluvium, 61 cents. Nice. Man, this thing was so cheap too. Down at 14, 15 cents. I was buying it around 25 cents, 25 cents. So now we're sitting at a 2.5x. You know, I can't complain. You know, if you had bought these friggin' altcoins with 18K in liquidity, you would outperform Pulsechain, which is hilarious. Oh yeah, look at that. All last year, but I guess not. I guess not. I guess you would have had this sold and rebought. Just holding you, maybe not, but yeah, Goo God. QUBIC's its own chain, bro. Yup. You got to go to Trade Ogre tradeogre.com. And this is, you don't need to KYC, nothing. And you just need to set up Google 2-factor right here. And you just sign up and boom. This exchange, it's clunky as hell, but it works, bro. You can get QUBIC on here. You can get there was another AI play. AI Power Grid you can get on here. And I bought some RDX on here. I think that coin's going to do really well. It's a sleeper. I only bought like $50 or $100 worth. But then, yeah, you get it right off and send it to your wallets, and it works great. So, yeah, 10 top. Go to Trade Ogre, bro. TradeOgre.com. This show is sponsored by TradeOgre.com. Again, that's TradeOgre.com. All right, guys. MicroStrategy. $2 billion Bitcoin purchase threatens to worsen any downturns, JP Morgan warns. So I'm getting nervous, right? The halving, always we have a cool down after. Stock market selling may go away. We're in a dragon year. Typically not good for the stocks. So I'm going with that history often rhymes. And we're gonna have a pretty bad April and May around the halving after. And this is kind of just solidifying what I thought. You know, a lot of times you got to take this stuff with a grain of salt, but they also are telling you the truth through the nonsense. MicroStrategy bought 821 million worth of Bitcoin on the back of selling 1.2 billion in senior convertible notes at the start of the year. We believe debt-funded Bitcoin purchases by MicroStrategy add leverage and froth to the current crypto rally and raise the risk of more severe deleveraging and a potential downturn in the future. Almost like they know. Almost like they know. And JP Morgan, they work with Ripple. BlackRock, head of digital assets, came from Ripple. A lot of people do well if Ripple does well. I'll just put it that way. And this is the problem with Bitcoin, and why all my clients that I work with, I'm having them move from Bitcoin to Ethereum in the next week, because I just don't see how Bitcoin could outperform ETH in the next year moving forward. All the Bitcoin's gains were just made from 50 to 72K, 73K. And if this happens here with Tether, that's going to cause some problems. And then on top of that, you have all this leverage with MicroStrategy, and it's just, you print $1 billion of Tether, boom, price goes up. Print $1 billion of Tether, price goes up. Another $1 billion of Tether, price goes up. And is that sustainable? Maybe, if Tether can open up their books and say, yeah, here's everything. We have tons of surplus cash, just like we say, and we're good to go. Then Tether's fine. But until they do that, I'm going to be skeptical. And MicroStrategy could be like the example of Michael Saylor, just going all in on Bitcoin, and the epic failure of Michael Saylor. But it could work out for him. I don't know. I just feel like at some point the technology is going to matter. When they settle in 2 days with the ETFs, if there's a 40% drop overnight, which we all know happens in crypto, how do they handle that? And if it's not well, if there's no liquidity in the market, Tether is no longer on exchanges, or trading pairs get taken down, or I don't even know, depegs, who knows? It's gonna create the reason to try something new and say, look, this failed, look where it got us. Bitcoin is not doing what it was supposed to originally do, which was payments. And clearly XLM, XRP, these other solutions are better for payments. So Bitcoin, yeah, let it be digital gold, but stop with this narrative of paying with Bitcoin and Bitcoin is becoming a currency. It's nonsense. And I think this is going to be starting to tip the scales in the direction of Ripple and utility, not print Tether. MicroStrategy goes and borrows a bunch of money and buy Bitcoin, and they just keep the price inflated like crazy. And I just wish that they would do that with HEX or do that with Pulsechain, or do that with some of these real world asset plays. Why aren't they doing that with Relio or Strongholds or Casper or Flare? How come no one's going out and leveraging and mortgaging everything they have to just buy more Flare? How come all these projects, Flare, Stronghold, Hedera, Sologenics, Jasmy, Casper, Songbird, why are they all under NDAs? Why can't I get certain answers from them? But it seems like with Bitcoin and those maxis, they have it all figured out, and they know exactly what everyone should do. And it's just like they're delusional. And now, guys, the Democrats don't want the ETH ETF and any other crypto ETPs. So this is going to be the argument. Trump is going to be pro-crypto. The Democrats are going to be anti-crypto. That's going to be the argument moving forward. But what was interesting here is that I had seen that 70%. I told a couple people that last week, that I just heard that 70% of the ETF approval by May. Well, now Eric Balchunas has dropped that percentage from 70% to 30%, which is really interesting. Retail investors would face enormous risks from ETPs, referencing thinly traded cryptos or other cryptos whose prices are especially susceptible to pump and dump or other fraudulent schemes. Like that's that's pretty brazen right there. This outright pump and dump or fraudulent schemes. It's like, okay, come on. You got 20 altcoins or something on your list of coins. And none of those have some shady trading going on. But regardless, just the attitude now after the success of the Bitcoin ETF, this article kind of caught me by surprise. So, them kind of JP Morgan saying MicroStrategy's adding fuel to the fire. And when a dump comes, the Democrats don't want the ETF. And now the US government, they have their 210,000 Bitcoin stash. It's worth 14.4 billion in unrealized gains. I'm starting to think that they might not even sell these things. Why don't they just go take out a loan against the Bitcoin and just pay back all the holders in US dollars? That's what I would do if I were them. But we'll see what happens. The wallet also holds ETH, USDC, DAI, and Tether, highlighting a diversified crypto portfolio. The public nature of the wallets of some governments with cryptos has raised worries in the crypto community about the market effect of large-scale disposals. All the capitalization of the world crypto market, over 2.5 trillion, could easily change. This condition has left the market participants in fear, closely watching the government's movements regarding their crypto strategy. In the past, the US has been very active in the transfer and sale of confiscated cryptos. The significant transactions are the transfer of Bitcoin that was taken from Silk Road. And other things, in February, there was a transfer of 15,000 Bitcoin that had been seized after the Bitfinex hack. Interesting. So what are they? Are they just waiting to dump and sell at the top conveniently? Kind of what FTX is doing right now, where everybody is actually in profit and whole. So FTX, that's very convenient. How are they going to send him to jail for 50 years if nobody was harmed? If everybody's going to be made whole, allegedly? It was really, really convenient timing for them to hold on. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys. We're in for some very interesting times. I think they're just hinting at what's to come. The government starts to dump, price starts going down. MicroStrategy's in trouble. They start losing money. ETFs start losing money. It happens on a weekend. They can't settle. Now everyone's screaming, we need on-demand liquidity. We need to be able to settle instantaneously. And whatever happened to Signet? Where'd that go? Signature Bank's clearinghouse that they had, that all the exchanges used to settle. Where'd that go? It's like, oh, that's right. JP Morgan's got it. And no wonder JP Morgan here doesn't like what MicroStrategy's doing. Because right now it's taking a huge chunk of money away from them. But even though we know they own a shitload of it, like they're just such hypocrites. I think this whole just Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, it's all a distraction from the real gems, which I'm not shying away from. I've ever since I started on this channel, my first stream was about Sologenics and how I found this crypto that was looking to tokenize 40,000 stocks and bring them on the blockchain, and how crazy that would be if stocks traded 24/7, 365 like crypto. Now instead of 8 hours a day, 24/7, you now triple the trading volume during the week, and then you add 2 more full days in there. You're almost now 4xing the amount of fees, everything, volume, all that, if it can run 24/7, and it will. So I can't wait for the utility run, guys. I'm willing to hold through this next bear market. I don't care. I'm building my bags of Sologenics. I got my Corium staked. I have my XRP tucked away, my XLM. I'm trying to get more Stronghold. Look at Propy. If you watched my real world asset stream 2-3 months ago, when I went through all of them, Alliance Block, Propy, Velo, Relio, they were all in there. And look at what Propy just randomly does. It's done this twice now in the last month. And they had a space today, and Kathy Wood was in it. Kathy Wood from ARK was in Propy space. So, this thing was just chugging along from 45 cents, and then, bam, up to 55 in February. Oh, no, that wasn't even it. It was early right here. This was the move. It was just 35 cents, 40 cents, and then overnight, it was 72 cents. And that's when Goo God was like, yo, we got something here, bro. And then we know, obviously, when you pump up hard, we all know what happens. We're going to come back down, consolidate, even a bigger pump up. And we're going to do the same thing now, probably come a little down and then bam, up again. So, I got all you guys into this at a quarter. So we're now sitting at a 4.5x. So any dump from here, who cares? We're up in profits so much. And that's the point. That's where I'm not going to make the mistake and sell out of the cryptos at the top of this next cycle just to have to worry about taxes and rebuying and all that. I'm going to sell what I need to build Hexaco, all that stuff, but I'm going to probably hodl. If I was able to do it last bear market, make my 15-year hex stakes and watch, these paper gains turn from, 4 figures to 6 figures to 7 figures and all the way back down to 4 figures again or 5 figures. It's crazy. And I learned, it's like, okay, my friends that literally bought last market in early 2020 and never sold and just held, they now are up so much. It's comical. And if you could just get through that first cycle, if you in the right coins, you just get through that first bear market and you hold through your second cycle of holding those coins, it doesn't matter how much you dip after that. You're in so much profit. It's a different world. And so many people are going to sell their XRP or they're going to sell their Hedera. They're going to sell these coins that are going to move up so fast when we have a crisis or utility actually matters. Imagine when retail starts shitting on Bitcoin and Tether and Ethereum and starts promoting Stellar and Stronghold and all these actual quant and Chainlink and Flare. It's a different world. Imagine when Goo God is selling his house in 2 years on Propy as an NFT. He now doesn't need a real estate agent anymore. He goes right to that website and sells his house as an NFT. Everything's changing, guys. And right now we have that opportunity to get out in front of it and hodl the winners that are going to change the world. Casper, another one. Staking is over 11% on Casper.live on their website, straight from your ledger. You stake it on there. I did it, 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. I staked my Casper. I've earned over 2,000 coins as rewards, and I haven't touched it. I did one transaction on my ledger, and it's just been sitting ever since. I'm not even going to touch it this cycle. Maybe I'll sell some of the interest or some of the profits, but I'm not touching the principal. And that was one click, and that thing's been earning now for over 2 years, and it's going to continue to earn for another 3 years probably. And if you can find coins like that where you get an entry point right here, at rock bottom, sub 5 cents, and this thing goes to $1 or $2, who cares about a 50% dip? You're still up 20x in the bear market. And that's how you win, guys. It is as simple as buying in at the last time before these generational entry points. Like when I was telling all you guys that were here at the end of 2022 and early 23 when HEX pumped like crazy in January there, fresh after the FTX debacle. I was telling everybody, buy Solana, buy Solana, buy Solana. It's being fudded right now when it was 11 bucks and only a couple people did. But look, I won. Everyone else, all the guys with the followings in the community were telling you to stay away. Solana. Oh, it's Solana. Oh, yeah, Solana now? Up almost 20x, motherfucker? Okay, Solana. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good luck hodling your hex and whatever fucking shit you have. Good luck with that. I win. Way harder than all you maxis out there. Sorry about that. It just feels good, guys. It's only a matter of time. LCX, I was telling you guys about it at 3 cents. Right now you're up over 9x. And then you just buy it, tuck it away. Veracity, another one that's going to make moves like that. Staking 15% right now. It's now after these dips here, it's chopping at over a penny. I was begging you guys to get it at under a half cent. And then it pumped up here to almost a penny. We had this dip at the beginning of the year. As the guys, Veracity now is a half cent. You got to get in. This is the last time you're ever going to see it under a penny. And sure enough, now in one day, Alex Becker, someone talked about it, and it doubled up overnight. And then we're gone. So now you're up almost 4x from when I was begging you to get into this thing. I mean, same thing. I've had this thing staked for 2 years, just like Casper. And it's only a matter of time. When you can just take $500, that's all I put into Casper 2 years ago. $500, and I have over 10,000 coins right now. And it's not much. It's like $500. But you know what? It's going to end up being 20 grand. And then it's going to end up being 40 grand. And I'm never going to touch it. And I'm going to just live off the interest. We're going to all be our own banks in the future. And there's going to be so many winning coins out here. And it's so obvious now that the Richard Heart ecosystem moves last. Other coins, memes, other ecosystems move first. So when you can front run those, smash profits, and then rotate them into coins that haven't moved yet, you win at levels you couldn't imagine versus just buying and holding, which is great. That works. But when you're here every day, you have the ability of talking to people and you just start understanding how these things move. Would you recommend rotating out of RH coins into some of these gems? No, Willie, I do not recommend doing that. I would only put new fiat into it only because we are at the bottoms right now. A lot of these gems have already moved up 3, 4, 5x. So unless you bought, say, Pulsechain at the absolute bottom, or you bought PulseX or Inc at the bottom, and you're now up, 15x on one of them, then maybe I would say, yeah, okay, then you can maybe rotate some profits. Or if you got into PDI and smashed it, or PTGC, then okay, maybe a little bit of profits. But no, I wouldn't. If you just been holding for a while in Pulse and PulseX, I would not rotate them into these other coins right now, because the minute you do that, we're going to go from being completely red here to 30-40% pumps in 24 hours. Richard's going to start unloading his ETH at any point. Could be now, could be at 4K, could be at 6. I don't know when, but it will happen. And I just feel like rotating out of Pulsechain now is way too risky. That you need to be rotating profits from these gems right now into the Richard Heart ecosystem for that. Yeah, bro, it's all right though, man, because it's tough right now when you see these things and you're like, oh god, I missed out, my things aren't even moving. But I promise, the second PulseX starts ripping and is up 3-4x from sacrifice, we'll be at a point in the cycle where we'll be saying, I will never rotate out of a Richard Heart coin. Why the hell would I ever buy anything else but Richard Heart coins? Nothing pumps like these. And you completely forget about these times here. It's so funny how this works. And especially with HEX staking too. You look like a genius for a year in the bull market. Then the bear market comes and you become suicidal because You couldn't sell, your thing's down 98%. And then it pumps up again and you look like a genius. And like that's the exact emotional roller coaster of crypto. And it's meant to shake you out, especially now when you're trading against AI and bots. They're not even humans. It's all machines. Bitcoin, it's insane. The amount of scam wicks that have been in the Bitcoin chart, the shorts liquidations, and then the longs liquidations. It's such bad manipulation. And I don't even want to compete with that. So I found a strategy that worked when I watched one of my best friends copy trade me with 2 ETH, which was like, no, it was 3 ETH. Me. No, yeah, it was 2 ETH because ETH was like $450 a coin. So he bought a couple ETH, maybe like 2.1 ETH for $1,000. And he bought a half a ETH thematic, a half a ETH a hex. I don't even remember the other coins, but that was in early 2020. And I sold the Matic at 100x, and I thought I was the man, and it went up another 200x, and I cried. And he held the whole time, but then he held too long, so he did the opposite. I sold too early, he held too long, but he's the one that still has 18,000 coins right now for a half an ETH. And I sold them all. I have none. So I could have bought back, at the bottom of the bear market at 45 cents. If I bought the absolute bottom, who knows what it would have been. But I know he's better off now going into this cycle with his full bag. He was able to just withstand the short-term noise and, oh, you were up this much and you coulda, shoulda, woulda. Well, nope, I have them all now. When it goes to $10, I'll make almost a couple $100,000 off of my $200 investment. And that's how you win in crypto, holding for 2 cycles. It's that easy. So I'm willing in some of these coins to take the short-term loss, especially XLM, XRP, Hedera, Casper, Flare, Relio, Stronghold, Velo, XDC, XSwap, Go Plugin, GBEX. This whole everything. Those some of them aren't. They're not on here. I wish there was somewhere you could see everything from every chain, but as even Karate Combat. Like, imagine if Karate gets as big as the UFC and has a multi-billion-dollar market cap, and you could have got in right now at like a $30 million valuation. I mean, Karate is insane with the community they're building. I don't know anybody that has taken a look at it out of the hundreds of people I've told about that were like, yeah, bro, I don't know that Karate. I checked it out and it was whatever. Yeah. Not one person has said that. Every single person has loved it, wanted more, posting about it, betting on it. And when I see that, it's like, all right, that's special. There's something there. So I'm kind of lucky. I'm in that point in that position where I get to run these projects by all kinds of different people. And when it's the same reaction from all walks of life, I know I got a gem there. And this list here of coins I mean, some of them are my IRA coins like Doge, Cardano. I only have a little bit. I just have them on here. But like the altcoins, Jasmy, Sologenic, Algorand, Quant, Clearpool, like these are the ones that the research has led me to, and I just think I'm early. I was screaming about Saucer Swap. I was in the pre-sale. Like this is the Pulse X of Hedera. Why are you guys not in here? The staking was 100% for months in the bear market, and no one cared. No one touched it. Even guys that were here every day in this stream, no one cared because it's the bear market. You're getting crushed. But that was the opportunity. Now this coin, even on this dip down here, it's up over 15x from the bottom. So at any point you could have bought in for sub 2 cents or even around a cent. And it hit 22 cents a couple weeks ago. and it's just the start. I think this thing is going to go to $5 a coin, and you could have bought in for a penny. It's a 500x, but I was just too early. I was here telling everyone about it when they were building, when no one was talking about it, when there was no noise, and people just were fresh off getting punished in the bear market. So the last thing you want to do is buy a coin with a chart that's just down and to the right. You think, oh, I need to make it back. I need to get in something better. But that's the wrong mentality. You got to buy the good projects early when no one's talking about them. And that's why right now, QUBIC, it's so and don't even look at the market cap. This is so wrong. They say it's 700 million. It's like sub $20 million market cap, in my opinion. It's way off. Don't even look at that. I told you about storage chain. This thing is less than a $1 million market cap. Like, these are the gems right here, guys. And no one else is telling you about them because these guys can't make money on them. How does an influencer make money on his freaking audience when he says, yeah, guys, go in and buy a bag of this and then hold it for a year? You can't make money. I can't make money doing what I do, streaming like this, but I'm not in this for money. I'm in this to build a community. And I feel like if I'm in the position where I can learn and not have to go to work every day, I can put the research in here. Like, I owe it to you guys to just tell you what's going on. This is what I've seen all day. This is what I like, and just relay that. So you don't have to go out and after a busy day or a long day, try to figure out what I missed, what's going on, what do I got to get into. That's what I do all day, every day. And I'm here to answer your questions. If you're not sure about a coin, ask. Like, you're not going to bother me, nothing. Like, I tell people all the time. It's like, I'm so lucky that I don't get a single troll in here. I mean, it's been months and months and months, and not one person's came in here and just been a dickhead troll. Like, everybody is genuinely trying to learn or just talking to each other. And I'm so lucky to have that. So, guys, yeah, these are some gems. Storage, and then another one to look at that's going to be so big, IO.net. The internet of GPUs. You can get on the test net right now. It's coming soon. And this thing, I think, is going to be a top 50 project after it launches. I really do. So check this out. IO.net. It's that easy. You can sign up now right here. And then you can get on the test net and just start doing stuff. You can follow them on Twitter. And I think they have some stuff about a potential airdrop and some things to do potentially. All right. Why is this not working? There we go. Follow on Twitter here. They have a big Twitter following, almost 400,000 followers. And they're out of Manhattan too, which is great. It's not out of Estonia or some shit. But yeah, guys, definitely check this out. I think could be a potential airdrop if you can get on here. Three hours after this post, the workers are up 6K 50 is clearly hunger supply GPUs. Yeah, I don't know anything about GPUs. I don't know how to do any of that. Yesterday, it was nonstop 10-20 clips of PHEX. Interesting. Wait, what's PDI pumping right now? Again? So I was at like 0004. Oh no, PDI dumping now. God damn it. Come on, PDI. Let's go. So I hate when you switch from the daily there to the 15-minute and then I switched against Pulse. Why don't we just go back to the hour that I was on? Like, this is pissing me off. Yeah, we got a long way to go. So like, this was makes me so bullish. Like we were up to 80 against Pulsechain. Now we're sitting down here at what, 25. So that's another 3x against Pulsechain to get back to the previous all-time high. So that's exactly why I swapped out 18 million Pulsechain for 1 million PDI like 2 weeks ago because we were at the bottom of this range down here. I was just like, all right, we really can't go much lower. And we did a little bit, but then within a week it started pumping. And so I was able to sell, I think it was like I sold 11 million Pulsechain back for the million PDI. So I was able to profit 7, which was nice, which was like 3 or 400,000 PDI. And that's how you do it. And then once this ratio comes up, potentially, I don't know though, because if once it starts pumping, we get to a penny, everyone's gonna say, "Oh my God, we're at a penny, we're getting to $1 for sure." So I think once we break the previous high, it's just gonna keep running into price discovery. So I'm not really gonna be gambling on that this ratio trade anymore. I think it's kind of unique in a way, but yeah, I'm glad I got my bags of PDI and Atropa when I did, and then even Sunny's ecosystem, guys. Holy shit, storage coin. Oh, no, never mind. 24 hours. Yeah, that's right, because it's on Matic. Wow, this thing wicked down yesterday to below 2 cents. That's where like I got in at like 1800 or 2 cents. So this thing is super early. And GPU. I've told you about GPU, storage coin, and gamer coin GHX on like February 20th. And this thing did a 45x up to $1.90. I wish I sold because I knew it too. I'd seen this with so many charts. It runs up like this, and then you get the dip, the consolidation, and then the pump. So it's probably gonna be another couple weeks for this. So I probably should have got out, but I don't care. I saw Alex Becker shilling it, and I say, all right, I'm in at 4 cents. Even if it comes back down to 80, I'm up 20x. I'm good. I don't care. I'm going to hold it for the rest of the cycle. AI is the narrative. So this thing right here, I said last night, like when it was dipping to 96 cents or something, that holy shit, what an opportunity. Like if this isn't manipulated, I mean, look at this shit. This is on the 15-minute chart. Look at this. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again. I mean, come on. Like if this doesn't show you obvious manipulation, I mean, these markets are a joke, guys. It really is. Oh man. So that's why for LAI, if you miss GPU, which Malati Pi did, it's fine. LAI is just as good, and it's on Binance too. You don't have to worry about the friggin' ETH gas fees. And this thing, the chart early, I hate that wick. It looks exactly like GPU. I mean, exactly like GPU when in the early days when I first got in down here. All right, whatever. Sorry, guys. I need to get trading view, but down in here, I got in like February 20th ish down here. LAI looks just like the first like 3 weeks in that run up to like 20 cents, 10 cents here. I mean, it's so similar. It literally is trailing it. So LAI, WSTOR, those are the two gems right now. And then IO.net. Look out for this thing. It's coming soon. Get on the test net. Call them. Sign up. Deploy now. Let's continue with Twitter. Authorize IO. Nope. Not yet. Definitely gonna sign up, get a new Gmail account, or continue with email. There we go. Yeah, that's the way to do it. So definitely do it with email. io.net. Tid Tops Spark.fi airdrop for participating on their flat platform. Spark protocol. Is that AJ Spark swap, or is that different? Because I'm staked on here on Spark. I don't know if this is the same one. I mean, it probably isn't, but no, it's not. This is Spark swap. Yeah, this is Spark.fi. Yeah, well, honestly, Tin Top, I really have not got into very many projects on Pulsechain. I've been going after the utility stuff on outside the ecosystem, and I'm glad I did, bro. These other coins have just been annihilating some of these altcoins on Pulsechain that are just struggling right now. But it's all right. Richard will change all that once money starts bridging back into Pulsechain. I think everything will start to change, and I think the bull run will come. Richard will start dumping that ETH, start dumping maybe some Bitcoin. I don't know. And then from there, boom, we get our pump. And then off to the races. Green candles, retail comes back. And, we are sitting here having a completely different discussion than we are right now. So smash that like button, guys. Yeah, it's not Spark Swap. That's what I figured. Smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And we will see you tomorrow night for another video.